Good morning, students. Since the last few classes, we have started revising your very first chapter of the Part A book, which is MacCool and the Giant's Causeway. And, student, in that last few classes of this chapter, we have already finished the revision of the story of this chapter, and we have also started discussing the textual grammar from this chapter. And student, from that class we got to know that the main grammar which has been included in this chapter is nouns, and we learnt that nouns are the words which signifies the names of persons, places, things, animals, ideas, etc. We also learnt the various types of nouns, which are abstract noun, concrete noun, countable noun, and uncountable noun. Now, students, in that class only we have also discussed the very first two types of nouns, which are concrete noun and abstract noun, and we got to know that the nouns which can be seen, touched, heard, tasted or smelled are called concrete nouns. On the other hand, the nouns which cannot be seen, touched, heard, tasted or smelled are called abstract nouns. So, student, that's why today we are proceeding towards discussing the next and the last two types of noun, which are countable and uncountable. So, student, let's start with today's discussion on these new topics. So, in order to understand the countable and uncountable nouns, first of all, here I have included two examples. The first one is, I bought an umbrella yesterday from the market. And the second one is, there's a book on the table. So, student, after reading these two sentences, our first and foremost work will be to find out the nouns in these two sentences. And student, the noun in the first sentence is umbrella, and in the second sentence it is book. So, student, just tell me one thing. Can you count umbrella and book? Yes, of course, we can easily count an umbrella and a book. Here they have asked, in these sentences they are talking about only one umbrella and one book. But even it is more than one umbrella or book, because maybe there are many books or many umbrellas, then also we can count it easily. And student, that's why we will call these two nouns countable noun. Means the nouns that can be counted are countable nouns. Now let me give you the definition of countable noun. So in English grammar, countable nouns are individual people, animals, places, things or ideas which can be counted. So I hope you have understood the countable noun. Now next let me proceed to the uncountable nouns. So again, in order to identify the uncountable nouns, here I have included three examples. Number one is, there's no more water in the pond. Number two, let's get rid of the garbage. And number three, you seem to have a high level of intelligence. So again, our first work is to find out the nouns in these sentences. And student, here the bold letter words, which are water, garbage and intelligence, they are our nouns. So we have got three nouns in these sentences. They are water, garbage and intelligence. So student, can you count water, then garbage or intelligence? No, you can never count the water, garbage or intelligence in terms of number. We can say that a lot of water, like more water is given than some garbage, than intelligence. But you can never count them. You can say the quantity like a liter of water like this, but you can never count them in numbers 1 2 like this. But earlier the nouns umbrella and books, you can count them in numbers like 1 2 3 like this, but you can never count these nouns which are included in these three sentences in terms of number. That's why they are called uncountable nouns. Let me give you the definition of uncountable noun. The nouns which cannot be counted are called uncountable nouns. Cannot be counted. You can say that we can measure them. These things we like intelligence gap. You can measure them. You can measure them, but you can never count them in numbers. That's why they are called uncountable nouns. So now student, here I have given one example. Please look at this. The first one is, would you like some coffee? Here coffee is the noun. Again he ordered a coffee. So here you can see that, would you like some coffee? Here in both the sentences, coffee is the noun. But in the first sentence, it is showing that it is uncountable. But in the second sentence, it has been showing that it is countable. But why? In earlier sentence, we got to know that water we can't, comes in liquid form and we can't count it. But we can measure only, but still we call it uncountable noun. Again, the coffee, we can't count it, we can measure it only. It also comes in liquid form. But why here in the second sentence we have called it a countable noun? Because student, just have a look at this. Would you like some coffee? It is uncountable because it is referring to the drink, not the coffee, not the quantity. Okay, it is referring to the drink is the liquid form, we can't count a drink. But in the second sentence, he ordered a coffee. It is countable because it is referring to the cup of coffee. So a coffee means you will not give a coffee bean to someone, right? You will give a cup of coffee. That's why here it is referring to a cup, and we can count the cup, 1 cup, 2 cup like this. That's why it is countable. So student, I have shown this example to you because I have given this sentence, this kind of a sentence in your last online test, and some of you have done mistakes here. You have thought that the coffee is a liquid form, so it is uncountable. But student, if it is showing a cup of, a glass of, a bottle of like this, a bottle of water, then again it will be countable because we can count the bottles. Bottle is a solid form, we can count it. That's why it will be countable. So just do not go with the flow. Always just see that if something countable is given with the uncountable things, in that cases it will be countable like this, a cup of coffee or a cup of coffee. So I hope that you have understood your mistake here. Now student, let me show you the major differences between the countable and uncountable nouns. The first difference is that countable nouns can be counted with numbers. On the other hand, uncountable nouns cannot be counted with numbers. I hope that you have understood this point. Now the second and foremost difference between those two are, countable nouns take both singular and plural form. On the other hand, uncountable noun takes the singular form. Then student, earlier in countable nouns the examples are given in a book. You can say that there are some books on the table. So books, it is, you can also count it. That's why countable noun can take both the singular form as well as the plural form. But uncountable noun, they take only the singular form. You can't say waters, coffees like this. They will take only coffee or water, intelligence like this kind of garbage. You can't say the garbages like this. As you can't make it plural form. Always the singular form will be our uncountable nouns. So this is the main difference between the two. Now student, for your better convenience, here I have included one exercise on countable and uncountable nouns. Please have a look at this. So let me first read out the questions for all of you. Number 1 is, the children fell asleep quickly after a busy day of fun. Number 2, be careful, the water is deep. Number 3, The parade include fire trucks and police cars. Number 4, we like the large bottles of mineral water. And number 5, my mother uses real butter in the cakes she bakes. So student, the answer of these 5 sentences will be the noun. Let me first show you the noun. Here you can see some words are underlined here, and these underlined words are the nouns here. And now our work is to find out that these underlined words are countable or uncountable. So student, the answer of number 1 will be countable. The number 2 will be uncountable. Again 3 will be countable. 4 will be countable. And number 5 will be uncountable. So student, don't forget to note it down in your classwork copy mentioning today's date. So student, here with this exercise, we have finished our today's class on countable and uncountable noun. So again in tomorrow's class we shall start a new topic. So student, this is the end of our today's class. Thank you so much for watching with patience.